Mugam. Today I am coming with another video that is frequently asked question and answers. In CBC class 12, what are the questions asked in board exam? Okay, the lesson is current electricity. I hope you're all familiar the concept. So based on that, we can go and discuss the question and answers asked in board exam. See first question. The figure shows a plot of terminal voltage V versus the current I of a given cell. Calculate from the calculate from the graph EMF of the cell and internal resistance of the cell. See the diagram clearly. V voltage given in y-axis, current given in x-axis. There's one slope is here, that is a 6 volt to that's it 2.0 ampere. For here, what the question, calculate the EMF of the cell, also internal resistance of the cell. First of all, you know the formula for calculation for internal resistance, that is V equal to E minus I into R. You know that from the graph, when I equal to 0, what is the voltage? V equal to E. When E equal to 6 volt, then can substitute E equal to V plus I R can write 6 equal to, what is it? V equal to 4, am I right? 6 equal to 4 plus I, that is a 1 ampere, 1 into resistance R, we don't know that. So rearrange the equation, can get R equal to 2 ohm. And next one, find the resistance of the following carbon resistors. I hope you know the color code values. Based on the color code value, we can calculate the resistance of the resistors. See the colors given in the resistor: yellow, violet, brown, gold. Okay, the gold is a tolerance line, the other three lines are color code. First you write yellow corresponds to, what's that, 4, and violet corresponds to 7, and brown corresponds to 1. But third one line corresponding zeros. 1 means 1 0, that means 10 power 1, that is 4 7 into 10 power 1. Gold, it may be plus or minus 5%. So there is a 47 into 10 power 1 plus or minus 5 ohm. The same way second one, red and silver. Red, first color corresponds to number 2, second red corresponds to number 2, third color corresponds to corresponding 0, that is what is it, 2 means 2 0, that means 10 power 2, that is 100, plus or minus silver 10%, so 22 into 10 power 2 plus or minus 10%. Clear? Next question. A 10 volt battery of negligible internal resistance is connected across a 200 volt battery and a resistance of 38 ohm as shown in the diagram. Find the value of the current in the circuit. See the diagram. 10 volt battery is connected to one resistor 38 ohm and also connected the series connection, that is what is 200 volt. What they asked, find the value of the current. Voltage is given, resistance also given. So what is the current formula? I equal to V by R, you know the formula. So what about the V, what is the total potential? There is a 2 batteries are connected, 10 volt and 200 volt. So what about this thing? 200 minus of 10. Why? Because the polarity of 10 volt is opposite to the what is it, 200 volt. So you put minus 200 minus 10 divided by resistance, that is 38 ohm. So you can calculate what is that, that will be 5 ampere. 5 ampere. This is the way they will ask. And next question, see that derive an expression for drift velocity of free electrons in a conductor in terms of relaxation time of electrons. You know what is the definition for drift velocity? And from that one can derive the expression. No need any definition. We are asked only derivation. So you can write, let a potential difference V is applied across the ends of a conductor, then each electron will experience a force, that is F equal to E. You know the formula. From the one, what is acceleration of the electron? A equal to F by m, right? F equal to ma from Newton's formula, F equal to ma, or you can write A equal to F by m. You know the formula, you know the value F, can substitute. So A equal to minus E by m. Average of all random velocities under the acceleration is the drift velocity, that is dv. Drift velocity, what's the formula? Average velocity by number of electrons. So we can write v1 plus v2 plus v3 up to vn divided by n. What is v1 velocity? Something, what is it? u1 plus a into a vector into tau 1. What is the velocity? Acceleration into time, right? Acceleration equal to velocity by time. Acceleration equal to velocity by time. Velocity equal to acceleration into time. So you can write u1 into tau, that is 1, plus what is that, u1 plus a vector tau 1 plus second one u2 plus a vector tau 2 up to what is that, un plus a tau n divided by n. Or finally we can write Vd equal to u1 plus u2 up to un divided by n plus a is a common, the second term take it out, or tau 1 tau 2 tau 1 plus tau 2 plus tau 3 up to tau n divided by n. So we can write what's that, u1 u2, that is initial velocity, that will be 0 plus a bar into tau. A bar is nothing, what's that, acceleration vector quantity, a tau, that is what's that, a tau, that is a Vd, or Vd equal to what's that, you know the formula, what's that, acceleration already derived, E by m, can substitute E by m into tau. This is a relation between the drift velocity and the relaxation time of electron. And next one, derive the expression between current I flowing through the current I flowing through the conductor and drift velocity. Am I right? So same way you can derive that. This is also very easy. Let potential difference V is applied across the ends of the conductor as shown in the diagram. If n number of electrons per unit volume, then charge across area A in time del t, del q equal to n e, or nothing but n is nothing but n a v d into del t into e. So I equal to what's the formula? Del q by del t. You know that del q already derived outside, n e a v d del t divided by del t. Del t will be cancelled out. I equal to n a v d, or current density J equal to I by a. So divided by a will be cancelled out. J equal to n e v d. And next one, on the basis of, as a question, deduce Ohm's law using concept of drift velocity. Or in other words, they can ask, on the basis of drift velocity, there is an expression for the resistivity of a conductor in terms of number of density of free electrons and relaxation time. See the potential difference V applied across the ends of the conductor, then electric field produced E equal to V by L, or we can write Vd equal to what's it, E by M. L into tau, or we can write EV by ML into tau. And also you know that I equal NA EV already derived, or NA E into V divided Z EV by ML into tau, or finally you can write N E square tau divided by M into A by L into V, or we can write V by I. V by equal to Z. Keep the I to left side, right side, so other things are keep left side. That will be what Z M divided by N E square tau into L by A. If the physical conductor of a if the physical condition of conductors such as temperature so remains constant, that means M by N E square tau into L by A is a constant, that is equal to R. So finally we can write, if you replace this term M by N E square tau into L by A is R, means you can replace this, you can substitute the value of R, you can get what's a V by I equal to R, or finally you can write V equal to IR. This is a Ohm's law. Or from the equation, what's the resistance? R equal to rho L by A, or you can write rho equal to what's it? M divided by N E square into tau. In the same way, you can go for another question. Let's say Kirchhoff's rule. State Kirchhoff's rule in electrostatics and explain on what basis they are justified. First one, you know that what's the junction rule? The algebraic sum of all the currents meeting at any junction in an electric circuit is 0. That means summation of current I equal to 0. You can see the diagram. See where the current, some of the current flowing towards, some of the current flowing away. The arrow mark shows flowing in, towards means inward direction, away means outward direction. See from the diagram you can see what's it, I1, I2, I3, I4 like that. If you write the equation, what will I will write? I1 is towards, I2 towards, so plus I2, I3 outwards, minus I3, I4 away from that, minus I4, I5 away from that, minus I5 equal to 0. So you can write I1 plus I2 minus I3 minus I4 minus I5 equal to 0. Or in other words, you can write I1 plus I2 equal to I3 plus I4 plus I5. The rule is based on the conservation of charge. Okay, second rule. So first rule is a junction rule, or sometimes it will be called as what's it, current rule. The second one is discuss about the voltage. So voltage rule or loop rule. See, in any closed mesh of an electric circuit, the algebraic sum of the product of the current and the resistance in each part of the mesh is equal to algebraic sum of EMF in that mesh. Very simple. What is that? Here we are going to see only the voltage value. What's the total voltage for the closed mesh or closed loop or closed circuit. So summation of IR equal to summation of E. That means in mesh 1 you can see, AB is there, no, upper side is 1, mesh 1, or below the AB is mesh 2. In mesh 1, what is it? I1 R1. See, current into resistance, that is the voltage, right? Or potential. So I1 into R1 minus I2 R2 equal to E1 minus R2. Here the minus sign or plus sign depends on the direction of flow of current. Suppose the current flows in clockwise, take it as a positive, anti-clockwise, take it as a negative. So I1 R1 is plus, but I2 R2 is opposite to the first case. So minus I2 R2. The same way potential E1 is opposite to the E2. So minus E2. Similarly, mesh 2 you can see here I1 plus I1 R2. I2 R2 plus the total current I1 plus I2 into R3 equal to E2. So this rule is based on the conservation of energy. Next one, why is potentiometer preferred over a voltmeter for comparison of EMF of cells? Only thing, because of potentiometer does not draw current for any measurement, unlike a voltmeter. If you use voltmeter, that draws some current, so the measurement will not be accurate. But here the potentiometer does not draw any current for any measurement, so that they are using potentiometer. Clear? And next one, define potential gradient, write its SI unit, and obtain an expression for potential gradient in terms of resistivity of the potentiometer wire. Same way, another one question, same thing. In a potentiometer experiment, if the area of cross section of the wire increases uniformly from one end to another, draw a graph showing how potential gradient would vary as the length of the wire increases from one end. Got it? So, in your first question, what is that? Define potential gradient. Potential gradient is nothing but what is that? Potential gradient is nothing but potential drop per unit length of the wire. Potential drop per unit length of the wire carrying current is called potential gradient. Okay, over. Next one, in the potentiometer, if the area of the cross section of the wire is increases uniformly, right? And also, you can draw the graph showing how potential gradient varies. How potential gradient varies? See the graph. K takes in the y-axis, L takes in the x-axis. So graph shows what's it? So they flow in towards the L. So this is a graph. That means the potential gradient goes on decreases. If length increases, potential gradient decreases. Correct? And also that is how you draw that one from the equation. What's that? K equal to V by L, you know that, or V equal to IR by L, or we can write what's I? I into R is nothing but rho L A by L. So finally you can write I rho by A. Am I right? So K is inversely proportional to A. Area means depends on length. This is the way they can draw. And then next one, with the help of circuit diagram, they explain how a potentiometer is used to compare the EMF of two primary cells, obtain the required expression used for comparing the EMF. Also, another one question is asked, write two possible cases for one-sided deflection in potentiometer experiment. First one, comparison of EMF of the two cells means just you draw the diagram first clearly. Right? See the diagram and draw that. It's also a very simple one, right? You connect that to EMF E1 and E2. From the one, if L is a balancing length, by the principle of potentiometer. So what's the principle of potentiometer? E equal to K into L, where K is the potential gradient. Let L1 be the balancing length of cell E1 as per here. So we can write E1 equal to K into L1. Similarly, L2 is the balance length for the second cell E2. That is, you can write E2 equal to K into L2. So I will compare, that is E1 by E2 equal to KL1 by KL2. K will be cancelled, L1 by L2. This is the way we can compare the EMF of the given two cells by balancing length of the potentiometer. Second question, what are the possible for getting one-sided deflection? The EMF EMF E1 or E2 is more than the EMF of the driver cell. E1 or E2 is more than the EMF of the driver cell. That's mandatory. Next one, positive terminals of the driver cell and the cells whose EMF to be measured may not be connected to the zero end of the potentiometer. So these are the reason to get the one-sided deflection in potentiometer experiment. Next one, with the help of circuit diagram, explain how potentiometer is used to determine the internal resistance of a cell, obtain the required expression used. The determination of internal resistance of a cell what's that? Let L1 is the balanced length when key K2 is open, then by the principle of potentiometer, what's that? E equal to KL1, where K is a potential gradient, you know that. Similarly, L2 be the balancing length when when key K2 is closed, where now we consider that is a potential. In open circuit, that is EMF. If closed means it is a potential V equal to K into L2. From the 1 and 2, can write what is E by V equal to KL1 by KL2, K cancel out, L1 by L2. Or from that one, what is the E? EMF is nothing but I into R. I into what are the resistance are included? R plus R. R means connected resistance. Small r represents the internal resistance of the cell. So R plus R by what is V equal to IR, I will be cancelled out. So L1 equal to L1 by L2. Or we can write what is it? R by that is 1 plus R by R equal to L1 by L2. But what is our aim? To calculate that is the expression for the internal resistance. So here the equation, that is small r equal to capital R into L1 by L2 minus 1. So this is the final equation for calculate the internal resistance of the given cell by potentiometer. The next question, two cells of EMF 1.5 volt and 2.0 volt having internal resistances 0.2 ohm and 0.3 ohm respectively are connected in parallel. Calculate the EMF and internal resistance of the equivalent cell. See the diagram. From the one you can write what's that? E1 equal to 1.5 volt, E2, first you write the given data, E2 2.0 volt, R1 0.2 ohm, R2 0.3 ohm. What's the equivalent EMF? Right. And what are the equivalent internal resistance? EQ, what's that formula? E1 R1 plus E2 R2 by R1 plus R2. So you can substitute the value 1.5 into 0.3 plus 2.0 into 0.2 divided by 0.2 plus 0.3, that is equal to 0.85 divided by 0.5, that is 1.7 volt. What are the internal resistance? R1 R2 by R1 plus R2, that is 0.2 into 0.3 divided by 0.2 plus 0.3, that is equal to 0.06 by 0.5, that is finally can get 0.12 ohm. In the following, next question, the following potentiometer circuit, AB is a uniform wire of length 1 meter and resistance 10 ohm. Calculate the potential gradient along the wire. Second one, balance length AO equal to L. What is that? The thing is K equal, you know that VAB by IAB, or V is not IR, I into or AB by IAB cancel. What is the E divided by R into what's that? RAB by IAB, that is equal to 2 by 15 plus 10 into 10 by 1. So K equal to 20 by 25, that is equal to 0.8 V by M volt by meter. Next one, current flowing through the circuit containing cell is not that I equal to V by R, V equal to 1.5, R equal to both resistors 1.2 plus 0.3, that is equal to that's it 1 ampere, or V AO equal to 0.3 into 1, that is equal to 0.3 volt. Now K equal to, you know that what is that? V of V by I, VAO by IAO, that is equal to what is it? IAO. So VAO by K, that is equal to 0.3 by 0.8, that is equal to 0.375 meter, or that is equal to 37.5 centimeter. So I hope you all understand how they asked the question based on the concept. In the same way, I will come with another video for another lesson. Thank you.